Hello everyone, this is Roy Pazar. Now we are going to present our project. Our project topic is on socket programming and we are creating a chat room in Python using socket programming. Our group members are Susankit Chapagai, Muhit Sai, me and Arun Bhandari. What is socket? In any network, socket is a software endpoints that establish a communication link between two applications in that network. Sockets are commonly used in client server architecture. We will be using socket API to create and configure sockets, to bind and connect sockets, to send and receive data, and finally listening for incoming connections. Now I am going to explain this figure. This is the server side of socket. This is the client side of socket. Server side has the following functions. Socket function is used to activate endpoints. It has three parameters: domain, type, and protocol. We have used IPv4 as domain, sock stream as type, and TCP as protocol. Bind function is used to associate socket address, that is IP address and port. Listen function is used to accept incoming client connections. After listening several connections, accept function accept one of the connection. Client side has the following functions. Socket function in the client side has the same functionality as the server side has. Connect function in the client side accept the socket address from the listen function of the server. And finally, connection is established between the client and server to send and receive files and data.
Thank you, Ravi. Hi everyone, this is Arun Mandari and I am going to further explain our project. The part I am explaining are client server application and objectives of our project. What is client server application? A client server application is a software program that allows communication between a client and a server over network. The client and a server can be running on different devices or on the same device, and they communicate using sockets or other network protocols. In a client server application, the client requests data or service from the server, and the server responds to the request. The server provides service to the multiple clients simultaneously and manages the resources and data required for the services. The client communicates with the server by sending requests and receiving responses. The objectives of our projects are implementation of a chat room using socket programming in Python. Users on a LAN connection can join the room by running a client script and connecting to the server using running on a server computer. Users can join an existing chat room or create their own. The method that we have implemented in our projects are socket, bind, listen, connect, accept, send, and receive. And now I would like to request Susanke to further elaborate our project.
Hello everyone, I am Susankit Chapagai and I am taking the presentation forward by explaining about server architecture. The, Now for a client computer, it should connect to a chat room on the server, right? We need a server to connect. So the client chat client connects to a chat room on the server using Python socket library. The server now listens in specific port, for example 5555. Now server is listening on a port 5555 so that the client can connect to the port and the IP address of the server. Now if the user creates a new chat room, a unique ID is generated in the server script which we have written, and then user can join existing chat rooms by entering the corresponding chatroom ID. Once connected to the chat server, the user can enter the message to send to the chat room. The messages are sent to the server, which then sends the message to all the clients in the room. The message is broadcasted to the particular room and it is seen by all the clients. Now let me show the code which we have used and explain it. So this is the server script. We have used socket functions modules in the Python. So we have given our IP address, host address, and port, and we have used certain socket methods which Ravi has already explained. So I don't feel it's necessary to explain. Now we have created a class called classrooms with different functions. Now I'm going to explain each and every functions to you. Now this is a constructor which is used to give a room ID, and it has got arrays which is stored in client and username. Basically we are storing all the clients and the username of a particular room. So we have used display all functions so that we can display all the messages to the clients, and we have used add client which is used to add a new client. So all if a client enters the key particular room ID, client the information like client ID username is automatically appended in the array. And we have got functionality for removing the client. So if a client just want to go out of the room, they can just leave the chat by we have implemented this by using this functionality. Then we have then created a default chat room called global. We can also create on chat room, but for global we have created a chat room called global so that we can it is just a default chat room. Then any user can join on global, or they can create their own or join on a particular room that another user has created. And we have used handle function which is used to basically handle the message given by the client, and displaying all the calling the display all method which is used to display all the messages to the client. And we have also for dealing with error, if any error occurs, then we can just remove the client. This function is used to generate room ID. So this runs on a loop while it's true, and match ID equals to false. Basically what we are trying to do is we are going to generate a unique match ID and room ID, sorry, we are going to generate a unique room ID, and by using random functions, and we are just going to add the room ID to our chat room. And from get room from ID is used to just get return the room ID. So this receive function, basically what it does is it receives when if new clients just join the chat room, it accepts the client and get its ID and address, and it is used to send a particular key so that there is first interaction between server and client, and it is used to store all the relevant information like which choice the client has decided to create a room or just join a room, and what is the room ID and what is the username of the client. And client want to create a room, then they can they select that particular option, and the server will just add the room. If the client has entered an invalid room ID, then error message is sent to the client. And we have also created a particular thread that is running separately on the processor. So in the thread the handle function is passed, so that handle function is run separately on the thread, and receive function is ever running, and the server is listening. So I guess you have understood all the concept used here. Will be displaying the demo right after Mohit has explained about the will explain about the client script. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Mohit Sai, and I'm going to explain about the client architecture of our project. In client script, we have two different functions, receive function and send function, that sends and receives messages to the server, which run parallelly in two different threads. Let's see about the first interaction between server and client. When a server is started, it is continuously listening for the clients to connect. As soon as a client is connected to the server sends a key message to the client, which on receiving it sends the relevant information about the user's username and what the user wants to do, if he wants to join a room or if he wants to create a room. If he wants to create a room, then the server sends a creates a room ID and sends to the user, and user also uh, connects to that room after that. Now let's look at the code of client script. Here the socket object is created for the client side, which then connects to the server's IP address in the specific port given on which the server is listening. And here the two different threads are started, which receives and writes message to the server. Let's look at the demo.
Hello everyone, now we are moving forward to our demo. So now this is the server script. Now I am going to run this server script so that our server starts. So as you can see in the screen, the server is listening, and now the clients can join the server, and the list of clients joining the server is shown on the screen. Like Mohit has joined a room called global, which is default, and you can see his IP address. And now Ravi Pajjar has joined the room global. So now I'm going to open my terminal, and as a client I'm also going to join this global room. So my name is Susankya. I want to join. So as you can see, I've joined the room, and you can now chat with your friends in this global room. Here is a sample chat of me chatting with Ravi and Mohit in the global room. And you can see the messages, and if someone leaves the chat, then it is shown in the terminal, like Mohit has left the chat. So now moving forward, now Ravi has created a, now Ravi is creating a room, and room ID is generated in the script. So now Ravi has joined the room, and the others can join the respective room to chat in that room. So now you can see that Mohit is presenting his screen, and now he's going to join that room so that they can chat in the room. So now you can see the chat in this room. Mohit has texted in the room, and now Ravi has texted in the room too. So now as you can see, I have presented my screen, and now I'm going to join the room and chat in that room. So now I'm entering my username, and I'm joining the room created by Ravi. Now we can chat in this room, and you can see that different people are typing different messages, and we can now enjoy the chat. Thank you.